T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I came to play, there's a price to pay. Time for you to get down on your knees. I came to say goodbye to the good old days. They're never coming back, watch a few I came to play, get my dues paid. I guess you had a dream, but it can't be saved. I came to play, there's a price to pay. Time for you to get down on your knees. I came to say goodbye.
Welcome, everyone, to the red carpet treatment brought to you by WGP and Revolution. I am your host with the most, Hollywood Haywood, coming to you live and in color tonight, where we have some very, very special guests on the agenda for tonight. You never know what could happen on the red carpet treatment, but the one thing that is for certain is to sit back and enjoy the ride, and there is so much to talk about in the promo wrestling world right now. So without further ado, could my producer give me my first guest?
Chief Force,
What's up, Slade?
I need you to make a hit for me.
Talk to me.
It's 4 suspects.
Who?
Busta Rhymes, Lazy Bone,
Who else?
Twister, Jazzo.
I got you.
There they go. Take the shot. Take the shot. Damn. When I come.
Bossalini, welcome to the red carpet treatment. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, you know. Just out here trying to make boss moves.
Making
know.
boss moves off boss money with boss paper, right?
Well, speaking of boss money, might as well bring out the boss version of the Outbreak title.
Oh, let's see the boss version of the Outbreak title for the first time live and in color here on the red carpet treatment. Oh, that is. Oh, I see what you did with the side plate there.
And if you look in the side place, it'll let you know that I'm still a boss.
That is right. You know, I got to tell you, there's one thing I can say. That is classy with a whole lot of ass. If you know what I'm saying.
Hey, you got to make boss moves, you know it.
That's right. Now, Bossalini, from what I understand, now you are going to be on the next Uprising card, right?
Oh, yeah, I got a great match on the Uprising card. I get to teach a little lesson to a member from Team Revolution, the Warden.
The Warden. I remember that. He was in our match, Team WGP versus Team Revolution. And it's kind of funny because the Warden seems like everything that you would be against being a boss, you know?
But the thing is, at the end of the day, I represent Revolution as the Outbreak champion.
Right.
And For Team Revolution, the only win that they got was from the Outbreak champion.
Yes, you were in fact the MVP of Battle Lines, if I may say so myself. You know, I don't always give credit, but I have to give credit where credit is due. You were the MVP of Battle Lines.
So my mission right now is to teach Team Revolution a lesson.
Okay, one by one.
And maybe they realize that they've been following the wrong champion all along.
That, my friend, is very, very interesting. That is interesting, and really, you are already. If you take down the Warden, I would say that you're more than almost halfway there, because you've already beaten your partner Superman. You know what I'm saying? You beat him on the show, so you're going to take down all of Revolution one by one by one until there's only one person left to take down. Correct?
Exactly.
You heard that here. Team Revolution. That could mean Steel. If you're watching, he could be coming for you. He could be coming for you next. What other jabronis were on that team? It's been so long. I've had so much on my mind.
A bear.
Oh yeah, the grizzly, the big old grumpy grizzly bear. And then, oh wait a minute, boss. There was one other person on that team, if I remember correctly. Oh, seven. That's right. It was 7. I imagine 7 is going to be in line at some point to go one-on-one with the boss. But you know somebody that I think is starting to make some noise. You know, he kind of got turned on recently. He's been a little sad, been a little upset, and I'm wondering if maybe you showing him your side plates on your title might cheer him up, because they cheered me up. They got me ripping and roaring. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen after this show now that I've seen your side plates. Maybe we can bring on old Stump. And maybe you can help cheer him up, boss. What do you think?
I would love to see Stump.
You would love to see Stump. Let's bring on Stump. I'm going to have to pay my producer a little bit more money. He's getting a little slow on the buttons there. We got to bring on Stump.
Guess they don't want Stump to see the boss right now.
They don't want Stump to see the boss. Maybe we'll go to commercial, and then maybe then we'll... Stumpy, how you doing there?
Good. What's up, boss? Congratulations, by the way.
How you doing, Stump? How you doing?
Stump, I want you to hold that thought. Boss, I want you to hold that thought. Don't go anywhere. We have to pay some bills real quick. We need to go to commercial. So if we could go to commercial, I'm going to let you cheer up old Stumpy when we come back.
It is the fun of trivia and the excitement of a tag team wrestling match, and it is coming soon. From the open, today's lockup category is WWE Champions. To the comeback, Hot Tag! Hot Tag, a 400-point swing hangs in the balance, with questions so easy you'll think that everybody can answer them. Making the tag to his partner for double points. And questions so hard you'll think that nobody can answer them. Putting the heat on the other team, the question goes to you. Join RYK as we present you Hot Tag Wrestling Trivia Challenge. Hot Tag Wrestling Trivia Challenge is now casting teams of 3 to play in the game. Join up over at Revolution and Wrestling Geeks and Pariahs for eligibility and information.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check out the Rewind podcast. You can catch us for Rewind Wrestling every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central Time, and tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern. We will be talking about Enter the Dragon, but we're not here to talk about Enter the Dragon. We are here to talk about Stump. But Stump, before I get you all worked up, Bossellini wants to show you off what a true boss title looks like. Cheer you up. Pay close attention, Stump. You might not see this for a while. You see that? That is a beautiful title, and I have to say, Bossellini, I appreciate you staying on the show to show that good luck as you take out one member of Team Revolution at a time. Thank you for coming on the show. It is always a privilege and an honor because, my friend, we make one hell of a team. I know you got Bad Superman as your partner, but just know Hollywood Haywood might always have your back. And I don't mean to stab it. I mean to have it. You know what I mean? So, Stump.
All right.
Thank you very much, boss. Stump. Let's get to the core of the subject here. Let's get to the core of the subject. You have a big match coming up at Uprising. The biggest of matches against your former tag team partner, my good friend, who unfortunately could not be on the show tonight. He had some medical issue, but he could not be on the show tonight. So you will be taking on your former friend and partner, one of my best friends, Mr. Hotsum himself, at Uprising on November 11th. What do you got to say about that match, Stump?
It's going to be a war. And
war.
You see, I'm getting angry. I'm trying to be the bigger person, and I'm trying to forgive and forget. Because I don't know what was going on in his head. But I surely hope that it was just a mistake he made. So I'm trying to be the bigger person.
Right.
And relax.
Well, let me walk you through this a little bit if I can, because I know what was going on in his head actually that day. You see, what was going on in his head is that he was ready to make the next move. And Stump, this is a safe place. I want you to know that, but you just weren't giving Hodgson what he needed, sir. Do you know what I mean? And you don't know what Hodgson needs like I do. You know? But the thing is, Stump, I believe that you guys are going to put on one hell of a match at Uprising.
We'll see.
Because if there's one thing I've learned about you Louisiana Americans, I mean, because you can take Hotsum out of the Americans, but you can't take Louisiana out of Hotsum and Stump. Do you know what I'm saying? But if there is one thing I've learned, it's that when you guys are upset and angry, y'all are liable to do anything to anyone at any time. And I know it's going to be a hell of a fight.
That's right. You see, I'm saving mine for the match.
You're saving it.
There's no need to get pumped up because all the hyping is before the match is talk, and talk is cheap. So when it comes down to the match time, that's when I'm going to unleash. And I promise you, it's not going to be pretty, and there's going to be blood. I can promise you that.
There's going to be Louisiana Bayou blood spilling in the WGP Revolution Arena that night, isn't there? Some muddy waters, Stump.
It's going to be bloody waters.
Bloody waters. Stump, we would like to wish you, well, you know what, Stump? I'm just going to tell you the truth. It doesn't matter to me what happens to you. I just want you to have a good match out there. You know what I mean, Stump?
Well, see, what's going to matter is, are you going to have a teammate after Uprising? Because there may not be nothing left of old Hodgson for Entourage.
Stump, I can promise you one thing that Entourage will assure, that Hodgson will walk out of that match in one piece.
Hodgson different. Hodgson needs a team. I don't need a team.
Stump, I will tell you this, my friend. Hodgson chooses to have a brotherhood behind him that will watch his back. And with you, he just couldn't trust you, man. He just couldn't count on you. He felt like he had to carry you, man. That's what he felt like. But Stump, you get a chance. You get a chance to redeem yourself at Uprising. And I have been told by the critics that if anyone can do it, it is you, Stump. So good luck at Uprising next week.
Heard that saying, checkers or wreckers? Well, that's what it's going to be for me. I'm either going to win or I'm going to die trying.
That, you know what? I got to give you credit for that. I
Die fucker! I'll bet you think you said it all when you did. No, you're not even close. Don't you think a little grace? No, to those who gave.
Good golly. These guys again. But now there's more of them. They don't die, they multiply. They don't. The lifeblood is multiplying everywhere. I went from Stump. I was trying to cheer him up, and now I got these lifeblood guys on my show. Briggy, NDT, welcome to the red carpet treatment. I hope all is well, and I hope you guys are doing well. NDT, how are you doing, my old tag team friend?
Oh, I am on top of the world.
Now, is that you talking, or is that the lifeblood talking?
That's me talking. Lifeblood?
You're still in there somewhere.
Well, as I'm facing...
Lifeblood is inside of everybody, Hollywood.
The lifeblood is inside of everybody. You know, it is amazing that you guys, you're either with you or against you. And you know, I'm starting to think that you guys are a little bit obsessed with me. Especially you, Briggy. I'm starting to think you're a little bit obsessed with me because it seems like every time I do one of these shows, you interrupt it and you come on and now you bring your friend. And let's talk about that for a minute. NDT is booked against, correct me if I'm wrong, he's booked against you at Uprising next week. So you're going to tell me
it's typical.
Taking under your wing, you're going to get in the ring with and do battle with?
It's typical, though.
That wasn't our choice there, Hollywood. We got put into a match, and now we have to go through with it. But me and NDT, we both know that neither one of us is going to lay down. I'm not going to lay down for him. He's not going to lay down for me. We are going to go out there and fight like brothers do. And that's just how it is. That's how we have a little
brewski afterwards.
You're going to have a little brewski afterwards. Be sure to stop by our bar. Put it on my tab. But here's the thing. What do we got? I hear they make a cream for that. the warden's sounding off. I hear they make a cream for that. He just likes attention. You know, I got to ask whoever just said he just likes attention. Are you talking about Hollywood or are you talking about Briggy? I'm starting to think it's Briggy. You know, Briggy, you walk around here, you know, and you have this chip on your shoulder. Now, I don't mean the title.
That's a belt, Hollywood. That's a belt.
Listen, pal, I don't mean the title. What I'm talking about is you walk around with this chip on your shoulder. Briggy, they said Briggy likes attention. I can see that. Briggy, you do like attention. You've been on this show now, and now you're bringing your opponent from tomorrow. And, you know, poor NDT doesn't know any better right now because you guys have gotten into his head, man.
Hey, what do you mean? I don't know any better. Me and Boogie have been against each other multiple of times. I know Boogie as well as he knows me.
Those guys are in your head, NDT.
We're not in his head. We opened his eyes, Hollywood. We opened his eyes to all the bullshit, everything that was holding him down. People were using him here. He was the doormat of the WGP and Revolution. People walked all over him for nearly 2 years until he finally took the leadership of me and Steel. And now he is thriving. But the rest of you just don't see it, Hollywood. You say I'm obsessed with you. You think I'm obsessed with you? I don't like your jerk-off face. I don't like your jerk-off name, and I sure the hell don't like you, jerk-off. Yeah. I'm not obsessed with anything you do, Hollywood.
Well, you know, Briggy, I just have to look out for my Team WGP member and friend from Team WGP, my fellow golden ticket holder. And you know, it's funny.
Talk about golden tickets. Here's,
what was that, NDT?
Talking about golden tickets. Here's a little something.
Okay, I'm all ears.
I've decided what title I'm going for.
Yes.
And I've spoken to management over it. And if they can set up a competitor, the vacated WGP title.
Wow, that is big news that you have heard here first. That's probably the smartest thing that's ever came out of a member of Lifeblood's mouth, is that he has put his name in the hat with his golden ticket to go after the vacated title. And, you know, I was wondering what was going on with that vacated title, to be honest with you. Spoken to management and will, in fact, go for that title. What do you got to say about that, Briggy? NDT, bravo, first off. Bravo. But what do you got to say about that, Briggy?
Well, you know, the WGP is lost right now. We do not have a champion. We have no one to follow, no one to take the reins. So it only makes sense that somebody from the Lifeblood would jump in there and take advantage, because the Lifeblood is really all the WGP has right now. So it makes sense that he would go after and try to take that title. If anyone deserves a shot at it, it is NDT. Because like I said, he has been walked all over for years, entertaining you, entertaining the fans for what? For nothing. And now he gets this chance to shine. And so does the Lifeblood.
NDT, I have all the, it don't need to be NDT either, is what Stump just said. Stump, sit on down and get through Hots from my friend.
Yeah,
NDT
tell Stump to go play with this toy title some more. Let the big boys talk.
Is a grizzle bet, but we got to pay some bills, and then I got a few more questions for NDT.
Title holders.
We'll see. We don't know who you're going to take on, but let's go to commercial real quick, and then I'm going to close out with a few more questions for NDT.
Cause you're only a man, and a man's got to learn to take it. Try to believe, though the going gets rough, that you got a hand tough to make it. History repeats itself, try and you succeed. Never doubt that you're the one, and you can have your dream. You're the best around, nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around, and nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around, nothing's gonna ever keep you down. Fight to the end, cause your life will depend on the strength that you have inside you. I gotta be proud, standing out in the crowd with the odds in the game by you. Try your best to win them all, and one day time will tell. When you're the one left standing there, you reach the final bell. You're the best around, nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around, nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around, nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back. I mean, I would be amiss if I did not admit that what the Lifeblood has going on right now is, quite frankly, I mean, it's epic. I mean, I can be fans of yours or not be fans of yours, but no one can deny the impact that you guys are having on the business right now.
Of course they're epic.
I mean, no one can deny it. And Briggy, you can sit over there looking like a 1987's glamour shot all you want to, but you are a big deal, my friend. You are. Before I ever came here, I had heard so much about Briggy, the tag team champion, but before you were the tag team champion, obviously. But
when I was the Havoc champion or the WGP champion or the Smack Talk champion or the first ever Titan, the list goes on, Haywood. I could listen to you say it all day.
And you probably would. You see, you and I aren't that different. It's just you like to be a little darker. I like to be a little flashier. But at the end of the day, we like to listen to ourselves talk, and we like to collect championships. But the truth of the matter is, NDT is going. What is going to happen when NDT outshines Briggy?
Well, NDT has never been able to outshine me. We've had several matches. This may be the one that he can, but I doubt it. But either way, we know we're going in for a fight, and one of us is walking away the victor, and one of us isn't, and we're okay with that. We're not a bunch of sissies here in the Lifeblood. We know how this works.
This is true. You are not a lot of sissies at all. At all. You guys are, as a matter of fact, you guys are a bunch of cocks, if you want to know the truth. Here's the thing. Woo,
that's the smartest thing you've said, Hollywood.
I don't know. I might not have a show next week, but here is the thing. NDT, you have been on a roll all over the sport right now, and so you will next week go against Briggy. But I gotta ask the question. That's on everybody's mind right now. What is next for Lifeblood? Because y'all are always talking about it like you're expanding. And I had a man on the show last week who also happens to be going against a member of Lifeblood on Uprising next week. And I gotta wonder. He seems like he's starting to shift his opinions a little bit. If you watch the WGP channel,
people smarten. They finally start to learn. Eventually, they will get it through their thick heads, Hollywood. You will, too. It might take a little bit longer for you because you look like you got a pretty big, thick head there. But we will get through to you as well.
Right.
At least there's not a bunch of thick hair to go through.
Well, I'll tell you, Tomster's going to take on Steel at Uprising.
He's going to lose to Steel.
If you've been watching,
Steel's going to win it.
If you've been watching Tomster, a man who was very vocal against you guys. If you watched his last message, he's starting to seem like you guys might be about to break him. And I don't mean break him like in the ring. I mean break him into your calls. I mean, you guys aren't much more than a cult, right?
We'll break him both ways.
Damn, NDT is vicious now. This is something.
You have to be vicious when you're here in the Lifeblood. When you were trying to get so many to see what's really going on, you can't go the easy route. You have to be vicious, Hollywood. That's what we're trying to get into everybody. That's why the Lifeblood, we're not just pumping through the veins of the WGP. We're pumping through the veins of the FTW. We're pumping through the veins of Elite Marks. We are everywhere. We are trying to get people to follow us from every single walk of life. We don't care. We want to open up everybody's eyes if you guys would just listen and open them. And FTW, me and Steel got some good business going on over there. As you know, we will soon be pumping right through FTW, just like we are doing here in the WGP and Revolution.
And quite frankly, as much as that impresses me, it scares me at the same time, because you guys have the chance to make history that night. You guys could not only win the tag team championships and be tag team champions in 2 promotions, but you could win it for your team, WGP and Revolution, because as it was announced, you guys are a part of Team WGP and Revolution at alliances, and that is one hell of a team. I mean, the fact that Lifeblood is representing that team at all, it just
It's
makes
the
it that
only
much more
team.
dangerous. What was that, NDT?
It's the only team.
See, no, I have there's some other teams, and that leads me to my final question. Because, Briggy, you guys have gotten awful comfortable ever since you beat the Paradox. Let's be honest. I mean, there hasn't been – who are you guys going to fight next? Because I know that management has one hell of a pay-per-view scheduled here in November. And I'm just waiting to see. I mean, who are y'all going to take on?
Well, the way I see it, there's not many teams here. So the Paradox is going against the Entourage, if I'm not mistaken, at that event.
No,
I would say that the winner of that
next week.
At Uprising, excuse me. I would say that the winner of that would be the front runner to take on us because there is nobody else. That is just my take. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. The Paradox will dump them on their heads just like we did when we took these titles. The Entourage, they have nothing for us either. So either way, doesn't matter to me or Steel. We'll defend against anybody. Put them both in a match against us. We don't give a damn. We will beat anybody you line up. We will hold these titles for a long time. Speaking of making history, that's what we're going to do with these. The Paradox, they had about 90 shitty days as champions. We're going to destroy that, and we're going to take the FTW Tag Team Championships because I love making history. I don't know if you followed Hollywood. I'm assuming that you have.
I've done my homework.
And if you remember rightly, Briggy held, correct me if I'm wrong, it was the Havoc title for 7 months plus.
Yeah. Well, records are meant to be broken. And,
they are.
So that's all I got to say. Gentlemen, it has been an honor. It has been a privilege to have you guys on the show. And if it wasn't for the fact that, quite frankly, I just can't stand either one of you at this point, I would probably have so much more nice things to say because your resumes are quite impressive.
But that's because you're not part of the Lifeblood.
Nor will I ever be. I'm not drinking the Lifeblood Kool-Aid, but I'm sure a lot of the audience out there is drinking the Lifeblood Kool-Aid. I prefer to stay away from shovels and dirt. Just my thing. But anyway.
See, Hollywood, you should be thanking the Lifeblood because this is 2 weeks in a row that we have saved and salvaged your little show here. Nobody's tuning in to see you, pal. They're tuning in to see me. They're tuning in to see this.
Briggy, if you weren't so busy following around your little tag team partner, I would show you what people are tuning in to see. But unfortunately, you're too busy beating up your own stablemates to have time for somebody like me. So maybe one day sometime I will show you what Hollywood Haywood is all about. But right now, I am going to say thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for coming on 2 weeks in a row. And thank you, everybody in the WGP and Revolution, for tuning in. Join us next week where we hopefully have somebody with a lot more class than Briggy come on our show. I am your host, Hollywood Haywood, and this is WGP and Revolution Presents the Red Carpet Treatment. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is a surprise. It's Matt Anarchy. Oh my gosh, I was in wardrobe. I was in wardrobe, and here is Matt Anarchy on the show. Matt Anarchy, how are you doing today?
It's been a week since the announcement came out as to who would represent Revolution and Team WGP when we go to war with 3 other promo federations in FTW later this month. Well, I wasn't expecting to cut Haywood off just yet. He's a fine guest. But frankly, while this is his show, it happens in my world. And it's about time that the captain of that team came out and said a few words to the WGP and Revolution universe. Woo! Now, I know that we have some things that we need to talk about in-house. But for right now, that's just going to have to wait and be put to the side. Because there's a little bit more pressing matters. There's a few more revolutionary matters that we need to discuss. Because as all you can see, the only Messiah that matters has come ready for war tonight. But you know, I can't go alone. So I'm bringing a whole team with me. And who's that team got? Well, I am not just bringing the second ever WGP and Revolution World Tag Team Champions, the Lifeblood. No, I am also bringing the #1 contenders for the FTW World Tag Team titles. I am bringing two men who combined have more days as champions representing this brand than only one other man, and we will get to him later. Yeah, I know, right? So that's a pretty steep mountain for everybody else to have to deal with, but that's just not enough, no. We went out and we found ourselves a man who has been a world champion for over 12 months now. A man who has been a champion in so many E-Feds, so much gold strapped over his shoulder, that it's the only thing that outnumbers the number of gimmicks he has. And that man is, of course, a guy who has gone everywhere and dazzled fans no matter where he has been. Lifeblood and Anarchy are taking 7 to the party. And well, who better to lead them than the still undefeated, longest reigning Revolution World Champion that has ever existed? Well, I'm not going to give away too many cards. What I will give away is this. It all starts on November the 11th when yours truly opens the eyes of everybody from FTW. He opens the eyes of everybody from heart and soul, and he reopens the eyes of all those fools over in Elite Marks when he steps into the ring and he claims that advantage over all the other would-be so-called captains. Next step after that, we take that advantage and we ream it straight down your throats. And while I won't tell you what we will do, I will tell you that when we walk out of there victors, well, that will be revolutionary.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw the captain of Team WGP and Revolution, Matt Anarchy, back in the fold, coming into alliances, and you will hear on the FTW page tonight from our team captain, the Army of One, Tyler Drummond. Ladies and gentlemen,
people that come and go, their faces fade as the years go by. Yet I still recall as I wandered on, as clear as the sun.
World Cinema Wrestling is coming soon to the Warrior Empire. Oh my God, they just keep going. Is that Tommy D? Tommy D. Tommy D might be.
You got my fucking name wrong. I come on this fucking Yahoo show and you got my name wrong. Not only that, you put me on after what some dude who's fucking snapping going off, who clearly needs a fucking hug. This is the kind of environment that you bring me in. I would much rather go to fucking Mass and watch the shitty Knicks than to come on to some, what is this, Hollywood Haywood's fucking show. It's not even part of, it's actually part of the brand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're fucking fired, pal. Mr. Haywood, How are you doing, sir? I'm sorry that you had to endure of some of the garbage that went on before I came on. I mean, that guy clearly, his mother and daddy didn't give him enough hugs when he was younger.
No. They call him, though. They call him, and I don't mean to trigger you. They call him the LeBron James of the promo world.
To the LeBron James. So he fumbles the ball every time he gets it, huh?
I mean, if that's what you think there, Tommy boy.
I mean, he looked clearly like a Superman, but now he's no Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the fucking best. I bet you Tom Brady could literally walk into a bar and his nutsack is already swimming with so much excellence that it gets the woman pregnant, then they're taking his shit in the stall. I guarantee that's how much greatness that Tom Brady brings, buddy.
Oh my gosh, Tommy boy, I hear that you are the first signee of the World Cinema Wrestling Organization.
Well, of course, they wanted top talent. You're not going to find top talent in New York. You're not going to find top talent in Los Angeles. Probably where you like to hang out, Mr. Haywood, is all down in Los Angeles. Yeah. We all know where the top talent comes from. It comes from the place of the greatest basketball team of all time, the Boston Celtics. It comes from the place of the greatest WWE superstar of all time, John Cena. That's where it comes from. It comes from the greatest hockey place of all times, the Boston Bruins, my friend. That is where they come and found the best talent they could find, and that's Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy. So you're the next big thing coming from Boston. Tell me about your trips down to the harbor.
Down to the harbor in Boston? Down in the harbor in Boston. Let me tell you, down there, do you know that you can get a lobster for $3.95?
$3.95, and I bet you it is as fresh as a Krispy Kreme donut when the hot sign's on.
No, I don't recommend eating it if it's only $3.95. But you can actually get a lobster down in the harbor in Boston for $3.95, my friend. $3.95. Just tell them that Tommy Boy sent you, and they'll give you a nice pat on the ass also to go with it.
Well, Tommy Boy, I got one last question for you. What brought you, besides the money and the fame and the glitz and the glamour, what brought you to World Cinema Wrestling? I mean, you were such a big star in the local Boston area, on the indie scene. You could have kept riding that ticket for the rest of your life. So what brought you here?
To win the best. Because I want to be just like my idol, Larry Bird, the best basketball player ever in the NBA.
Right. Definitely not like that guy from Chicago or the kid that plays in LA right now, right? I got you.
There's a difference between a franchise player like Larry Bird and then an asshole like LeBron James who jumps and rides the rocket wherever he can jump on and get signed. That's the difference between guys like me and guys like LeBron. The difference between guys like me is I have hair. The guys like LeBron and you who live out in LA have zero hair. Zero hair. It must be a fashion statement out there to be bald.
It is. It worked for Bruce Willis. It's going to work for us.
Hey, it looked beautiful on Kevin Durant, my friend, in the green. That's just all I'm saying. It looked beautiful on Kevin Durant. If Kevin Durant could pull it off, almost anyone could pull it off.
I understand. Well, Tommy Boy, it was a privilege and an honor. Make no bones about it. And I look forward to seeing what World Cinema Wrestling brings to the table.
Open challenge. I issue an open challenge in WCW, my friend. Bring your asses to WCW, and I promise your head will be as red as the marinara sauce on my mom's shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, it is a privilege and an honor to be on the show. They caught me a little off guard tonight with Matt Anarchy. They caught me a little off guard with Tommy Boy, but I still brought you the special, exclusive red carpet treatment brought to you by WGP, WCW, Revolution, and the Warriors Empire. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next week.